That's better. Welcome, Knicks Nation. Welcome, Webb, Miss Bernadette Lumley, Senior Beef, Ron Cohen, Umberto. Welcome to all of you. We saw, no, don't tell me what to stop saying, Dayla. You jump in the room in the first 5 seconds and you're going to tell me what to stop saying. Kolek getting traded. That fool gone. Get over that mess. Just being realistic. You full of crap. Being realistic of his defense. His defense sucks. And he ain't played. In fact, hold on. First of all, greetings to all of you. We come into the room. It's not even been 5 minutes, and we got a fool already jumped through the turnstile and acting stupid. Right off the bat, they're going. Can we get a break from fools? First off, the Knicks are keeping Brogdon and Shannon, which means somebody got to get traded. The Knicks are keeping Brogdon and Shannon, which means somebody got to get traded. Man, Bustino, this fool come in talking about stop saying Kolek gonna get traded. Yo, you can hang on to Kolek's nutsack as tight as you want to, but you can keep hanging on to it till he get to his new team, and you can get his uniform on his new team. Okay. Yeah, root for him on another team. Don't tell me what to stop saying. What the hell's wrong with you? You must be out of your mind. You got to be out of your goddamn mind. You gonna tell me what to stop saying? Who the hell you think this is? This ain't X, motherfucker. This ain't X. Man, shit, what you gonna come off? You gonna come off wrong? Don't do that. Yeah, stop saying. What the hell? So anyway, I hope you all are having a pleasant weekend. And I hope you're all safe this weekend. And I hope your family is safe this weekend. Malik Shabazz, Senior Beef, and so Kobar Dobbins. I hope everybody is safe this weekend. Now, let's go over the first two games that the Knicks played, these two preseason games. One of the things that let's go over some of the obvious things. The ball movement is going to be there. I mean, basically, he played his main players about half of the time that they would normally be playing, which is why the assist numbers were low. And of course, because he had all kinds of different lineups in there, the turnover numbers were high. You can actually expect that, especially, the Abu Dhabi, they're in preseason. They've only been together a week. So all of that was not surprising. But what we did get in both games was pretty much understanding of the rotation. So you're going to have Bridges on Anunoby, Towns, Robinson, Brunson, Yabusele, Deuce. You're going to have Clarkson. That's your rotation. Now, Shamet and Brogdon look to be the additional pieces in the rotation, and Hart, of course. So you have Yabusele, Hart, Clarkson, Deuce, and then you have Shamet and Brogdon. So now you have basically 11 guys. And I think we've been saying that he already said 9.5 to 10, but I can see him playing 11 guys. And you got all of those guys. Yeah, Yuri Ark, somebody came in already starting, man. Anyway, they apologize as well. So anyway, Ariel Hukporti also, as we thought before training camp, I was thinking from Summer League, Ariel Hukporti would be a guy that you might be able to look at in the rotation, especially if Mitch Robb is starting at the 5 spot, which for the two preseason games, he has been starting at the 5 spot. What I liked about, which is just preseason, but what I liked about what Brown is doing with Mitch Robb is that he limited his minutes. So Mitch Rob played yesterday. Was it how many minutes he played yesterday? 13 minutes. That's excellent. And he played 18 minutes the game before. As we were saying, if you want him to be healthy for 72 games, which is, I think we need that from him. He needs that for himself, for his new contract. So if we get Mitchell Robinson to be able to play 72 games, which if he keeps his minutes under control, and that's on Coach Brown, then we could probably get that. So this is the thing. Hart is hurt, but he's not. His hurt is day to day. He got a back strain, but it's day to day. So I wouldn't worry about that too much, Miss Edwards. And I wouldn't worry about all of this. And she says the right thing when she says Brogdon is a 1-year rental. In a championship year, all of the players that's on 1-year contracts are 1-year rentals. And this is what you get on a championship team. You're going to get 1-year rentals. And so you got that in Brogdon, you got that in Shamet. These are 1-year rental players. So that's not unusual. In fact, a whole bunch of guys are going to be 1-year rental. Yes, thanks for the $5, Yuri Ark. Exactly. They are doing a lot of switching. They are protecting the paint. They did, a decent job. Again, what I liked about the defense, and I'm glad you mentioned that, Yuri Ark, what I liked about the defense was this is still preseason. So as the offense is still developing, so is the defense. And I like the early, what we've seen in the defense. They took a little bit of time in the first Philly game to get up to snuff, but once they did, they played really good defense. And so I do also like the defense. And you can see the focus on protecting the paint. You can see the focus on protecting the paint. So, and I like the pace and the ball movement so far. When I talk about pace myself, I'm talking about easy baskets. That's really what I'm talking about. And so what I've liked is they have produced a number of easy baskets. The ball flies up the court. That's the pace I'm talking about. The ball flies up the court. Brunson's not dribbling the air out of it. It flies up the court. It moves. People are running, and they're getting fouled. So that's really good, and I think that's going to bode very well for the Knicks going forward. So I do like the ball movement and the pace so far. And again, this is very early, so we're not seeing the crispness that we're going to see once they get, let's say, 10 or 15 games into the season. It's going to be much more crisp than what you're seeing now. But the framework is there, and it looks very good. The framework is there. So they really are. I know I'm getting a lot of people, you're mentioning zone. I don't see it. I don't see any zone. I see them. If you're going to see like a matchup zone, I see that, but not a pure zone. They're playing man to man. And what they're trying to do is keep Brunson out front. They don't want to get him switched onto something on the block, which is smart. They're going to try to keep Brunson out front. And Brunson has been doing an adequate job at protecting the point of attack. Yeah. He's been doing an adequate job at protecting the point of attack. So that is definitely something, yes, that's what they're doing. I like the fact that he used a lot of players. He really is giving everybody a fair chance to prove they deserve to make the roster. He's doing a good job of that. And that's, again, we talked about this. I don't think that's going to change. Andrew mentions that he played Deuce with 4 starters. That's going to happen. You're going to see some games where Deuce starts. Okay. Though I have to say, I see Brown kind of treating Deuce the way he treated Malik in Sacramento. Like Malik was their best player off the bench, but he never started. He played 72 games and 77 games for Brown, all off the bench. He never started. So I don't know. But then again, Malik Monk is not defensively Deuce McBride. And Deuce is not explosively offensively like Malik Monk. I can see him treating Jordan Clarkson more like that. So Deuce could very well start a few games this season. I wouldn't be surprised. Hart could also, I wouldn't be surprised. So Malik is much more, but I got to be honest, Malik Monk is much more explosive offensively than Duke is. And that's no slight on Deuce, but Malik Monk is an offensive juggernaut. He really is. That's why I think I could see him using Jordan Clarkson more in the Malik Monk role, because Malik could drop 40 on you in any given night, off the bench. He's really dynamic like that. Been like that since I first seen him at Kentucky, but I recently saw some high school videos of him, and he was like that then. So, yeah, I can see that. But Deuce probably will start some games, so I wouldn't be surprised if Brown does more experimentation with Deuce playing with the starters during the course of any game, because that's going to happen. But the guy came in talking about Tyler Kolek. Don't stop saying he's going to be traded. Am I the only one that noticed Tyler Kolek did not play good enough to stay on this team? Am I the only one that noticed that? Tyler Kolek doesn't look any better now than he was last year. And he was a rookie last year. He doesn't look any better, in my view. He doesn't look any better now than last year. Okay, so I'm looking at a guy he's already what, 24, 25? He's already 25, 24, and he's in his second year. Okay, so I don't see how you're talking. Now, let's talk about the guys that play point guard on the New York Knicks. So we don't have to talk about Shamet, because Shamet doesn't play point guard. Okay, but Brunson, Deuce, Jordan Clarkson can play point guard, and of course Brogdon. So you got 4 experienced point guards on a team that's trying to win the championship. They need an extra roster spot to sign Brogdon. So I'm just trying to, and the guy came in and said, stop saying talking about he was trying to be realistic. Look, is it realistic to think you got Brogdon, Clarkson, Deuce, and Brunson, and you're going to keep Kolek for what? I don't understand. How is that realistic? Okay, I don't understand how that's realistic. And so I'm telling you now, if they trade Daddier, which he started Thursday, to me, that was a sign that he could get traded, because I'm wondering why they started him. Yeah, so I don't understand that. But listen, if they traded Kolek and Daddier, now you can sign Shamet, you can sign Brogdon, and if you wanted to keep another guy, you could keep, what's that other, the white boy that could shoot, Garrett something? He could shoot. You got him. You got Alex Len. You could get another guy in there that you could really use. Matthews, right? You got another guy in there that you could use. So I don't understand the infatuation with keeping Kolek. There's not a lot of upside there. He's 24, right? Garrison Matthews, right? There's not a lot of upside with Cole. There's upside with Daddier. There's upside with Diawara. There's upside with Hoop Porty. I don't see a lot of upside with Kolek. Okay? I'm not saying he's not going to be in the league, but I mean, he's not as bad as other players that's not in the league. But I don't see how he stays on this team. I don't see how that happens. Okay. And with respect to Deuce, it was Bagley that said the Knicks organization is not going to move Deuce, although a lot of teams want Deuce, to keep Brogdon. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that? A lot of Bagley said, and this is why I want to use this as an object lesson. How many of you were reading all of this stuff about Deuce beating on the trading block because of Brogdon and Shaq? Have you seen? I mean, what kind of idiocy and foolishness is that? And tell me if you heard this before, where somebody said, why would you trade a 25-year-old player for 2 over-the-hill guys? A 25-year-old player on one of the best contracts in the NBA. Somebody said that. And why would you do that? That makes no sense. Okay? Okay, that's classic clickbait. Classic clickbait. And the reason we knew this is because of what I just said. So you have a 25-year-old player that plays two-way basketball, that shoots 40% from three, that hasn't reached his prime yet. You got him locked up on a $13 million contract. Why would you trade him to make room for a 33-year-old injury-prone player? I mean, does that even, forget the names. We're just talking about players. So forget the names. If you just take the names out, I got one player that's an NBA veteran, 10 plus years. He's very injury prone, and he's 33 years old. I got another player that's in his fifth season, and he's only 25, and he's just getting better, and he's got a three-point shooting of 40%. He plays NBA, all NBA level defense. And you're telling me I'm going to trade that guy for the 33-year-old. And that's why I was telling you all along it was clickbait, because it made no sense. Some people think that they really disrespect the Knicks front office. They think that Don is just as stupid as some of them. And he's not. He's not that stupid, okay? So, I mean, it was ridiculous. And so now we can see Bagley comes out and says, the Knicks say, and this is another thing I want to bring up. Did you hear what Bagley said when he said many teams are interested in Deuce? Did y'all see that testing? I want to make sure. Did y'all see where he said many teams, multiple teams call about Deuce? They want the Knicks to trade Deuce. That's why you hear rumors from people like Brian Winbag. That's why you hear rumors from people like NBA Central, because other teams' agents put that out there to try to put in the air a Deuce trade. You see why they do that? They're trying to talk it up because that's what they want. It's not what and again, do we understand yet that the Don don't put no rumors out there? That the Knicks front office keeps their game tight-lipped, tight, locked down. Nobody knows what the Don is going to do. All you can figure is what's common sense to do. That's what you can see. What's common sense to do? Like, for example, again, it was a year ago. Karl Anthony Towns came to the Knicks. Well, nobody saw that coming. But the year before that, I was saying I wouldn't be surprised if the Knicks reached out to Minnesota. The reason I said that is because Minnesota does not want to pay a $100 million tax bill. And they got to move Karl Anthony Towns to avoid that. And guess what? They traded Karl Anthony Towns, and they get two really good players that both combined don't make what Karl Anthony Towns make in Devo and Juju. So they got two players that are both rotation pieces that together they cost less than Karl Anthony Towns. Okay, so that wasn't surprising, which is why we're saying again, don't be surprised if next summer Hartenstein becomes available, because that's an $84 million or $184 million, something like that, crazy tax bill that Oklahoma City, a small market team, is looking at. They're not paying that. That's why they have him on a team option. Okay, so he's going to be available. And if I'm, like I said, I don't know if the Knicks will get him, but I do know if I'm Philadelphia, I'm targeting Hartenstein. If I'm Philadelphia, I am stretching and waving Joel Embiid, and I'm targeting Hartenstein. That's what I'm doing. Okay, and I just want to make sure I'm right on this. But if somebody gets stretched and waived, their salary don't count against the cap no more, right? If they waive and stretch a player, then Embiid, they still got to pay him, but they don't have his salary on their books no more. Isn't that correct? So if I'm right on that, if they stretch and waive Embiid, they're going to save $50 million. Is that correct? So if that's right, now you're going to pay, let's say you're going to pay Hartenstein 30. So you're replacing 50 with 30, and you got a guy that's available, a guy that could fit with Maxey and with Grimes and with whenever Paul George can play. But I'm saying you got somebody that's there that can ball. So if I'm Philly, I honestly don't think Daryl Morey is that smart. He's not Sam Presti. So I don't know if they would do that. But yeah, I hear you, Joshua. But I'm just saying, if I'm Philly, that's what I would be doing. I'll be doing that, and I'll be targeting Hartenstein. I'll be targeting him and I would give him $30 million a year. He would get 4 years, 120 from me if it was me. But I'm not Daryl Morey, so we'll see. But that's what I'm saying. And the Knicks could get him too, you know. And Mitch already stated very clearly he has no problems coming off the bench. Mitch, did y'all hear him say that? He has said that multiple times over the years, actually. He doesn't care if he starts or comes off the bench. I would try to bring Mitch in at the same number he's got now, 4 years, $60 million. And I would bring Hartenstein in on a 3-year, $90 million deal. That's what I would do. If I'm the Knicks, I would do that. Okay, get them two brothers in here and have Hartenstein start and have Mitch Rob come off the bench with the second unit, and you roll. And you don't even need to have Jordan Clarkson back. You got Hart, Mitch Rob, Deuce, and you could bring in another guy, Diawara. By next year, it could be McCullough, it could be anybody. But you can do some things with that. You see, so we'll see. But that's what I would do. If I'm Philly, I would do that. They're wasting time with Joel Embiid. This script has been read before. Players teasing like they coming back and they can't. They really finished, and everybody knows it. I mean, they know it, just that their management don't know it. They keep hoping he comes back. He's finished. Okay, Embiid is done. Okay, I already talked. He only playing on one leg. Okay, no, it ain't gonna be that like that. It's not. It's not gonna be like that. Mitch ain't like that. Mitch would do that. That's no problem. He'll take that $15 million and run to the bank. That's it. He gets 4 years, $60 million. He run into the bank. That's it. Done. I'm telling you, he ain't gonna have no hurt feelings. Him and Hartenstein are good friends too. So Hartenstein earned that because Hartenstein's been available. He's been defense on the floor, flying all over the place defensively, does beautiful passing. And Mitch Rob, his career would be extended coming off the bench behind Hartenstein. So yeah, that ain't gonna be no issue. That not with Mitch Rob. That ain't gonna be no issue. The Knicks could, if he came back to New York, I would do that, man. That would be nice. But the reason we brought it up is because the tax situation for Oklahoma City changes drastically next summer. See, so they got to make a move before July 1st. They got to make a move before July 1st. So we will see. But yeah, Brunson is very much like a ticking time bomb not in a positive sense. And what I'm saying is he is just taking his time. He's learning this offense. He's learning how to play a new style. And he's really not pressing, which is excellent to see. But once he gets this thing under his belt, he's going to. He's too much of a talent in terms of IQ. Brunson's going to be dynamite. Brunson is going to be dynamite. He is really, it's going to be something else. I see flashes of it, but I see him holding up, but when he gets this offense under his belt, look, Mikal Bridges is going to be, to me, from the first 2 games, he's going to be the biggest beneficiary of this new offense. He seems like a fish to water. He's one of the ones that has been getting easy buckets in both of the games. Mikal Bridges got easy buckets. Why? Because he's the road runner, man. He beat everybody down the floor, and they see him. And not only that, remember how Mitch Rob used to complain because he felt like he was running a treadmill, running up and down the floor, only for either Brunson or before Juju to dribble the ball, air out the ball, and he don't touch it. Well, those days are over. If he runs, he will see the basketball. Ooh, Lord, I told y'all this team gonna be good, man. I told y'all this is gonna be it, baby. I'm telling you. Oh, man. And the road runner is good at that. He really is. And Brunson is good at finding him. Oh, man. Oh, man. This is going to be. And OG looked sharp. He just come back. This is the first time he played this year, right? He looked very sharp. He looked very sharp when he came out, man. He looked very sharp. He looked very sharp, man. I'm trying to tell you, everybody on this roster knows this is a championship year. What's really good is that you got guys like Jordan Clarkson, like Landry Shamet, like Malcolm Brogdon. They want to be on this roster because they know this team is going somewhere and they want to be part of it. That's the thing. They want to be part of it. So, oh man, this is going to be good. I don't know if OG could be an all-star because this team is too balanced, but he's going to be enough of a star to get us to the promised land, which is more important, right? He's going to be enough of a star. Well, see, DJ.1, they've been hanging up the phone. It's only clickbaiters and people that want to hear clickbaiters that believed otherwise. I never was buying into the Knicks wanted to trade Deuce. That was stupid from the beginning on its face. That's what I'm saying. We're just using this as an example because you know more is coming. There's always going to be clickbait. But you got to understand the difference between a legitimate possibility and clickbait. When it doesn't make any sense and the Deuce trade made no sense, it's not going to happen. See? Tony Bell, thanks for the $5. Appreciate that. Yeah, so, that never made sense. And all of these people talking about the game has changed. Brogdon is here. Listen, let's speak about Brogdon for a second. Brogdon played 12 minutes the other day, yesterday. He played 12 minutes yesterday. He was 1 of 3, right? 3 of 3 from the line, +5. No, he was +7. He scored 5 points. Let me explain something to you. What you saw yesterday, not statistically, but in terms of minutes, that's what you're going to get from Brogdon the whole year. If they were to play him more than those 12 minutes, and even that's pushing it, but if you were to play him more than 12 minutes, he is going to get hurt. There's no doubt. Okay. So the 12 minutes they played him, perfect. And he plays well with Clarkson, Deuce. He plays well with Shamet. He plays well, but that's all we need from him. About 12 minutes a game. Okay. 8 to 12. We get that, we're in good shape. We're in good shape with him. Okay. Yeah, CJ, I feel the defense is just like the offense. It's in a work in progress, but it's ahead of pace right now. It's a work in progress. Yeah, Clarkson is pressing. He is pressing. So I'm thinking that once he settles in, I think, they're going to need, it's good that Brown has practices every day. Gives a guy like Clarkson a chance to get in the flow. It's going to take him a minute to get in the flow, but he's going to be all right. He's going to be all right. Yeah, they got a draft pick for next year. I believe they do. It's not that they're going to use it, but they got one. They're not going to pay no first round money to anybody. Y'all know that, right? The Knicks are going to be at the bottom. If they do have their draft capital for next year, it'll be the bottom of the first round because for sure the Knicks will be one of the top 4 teams in the NBA, coming the end of the season. They're not going to be a lottery team. So they're going to get, so that means they draft at the bottom of the first round. If they draft in the first round, it'll be the bottom of the first round. So next year, the Knicks got their number 1 pick. They got Washington's, and Washington's is top 8 protected. And they'll probably get that. They got Washington top 8 protected pick, and they got their own pick next year as far as first round picks. But they probably, why would they then? Listen, if you know the Don, please learn. He ain't paying first round money if you don't have to. Y'all do understand that, right? He ain't paying first round money if he don't have to. And with this team, he don't have to. Okay. And listen, y'all know, right? Between the Don and Walt Perrin, they know how to find some talent in the second round, right? They find talent in the second round. So he ain't paying first round money. What does that tell you? He's going to trade that pick and get multiple second round picks. That's what he's going to do. He's going to trade that pick. He's going to trade down. You should know this because this is what he's been doing almost every year. He's going to trade down and he's going to get multiple second round picks. That's what he's going to do. And so don't get excited about a first round pick. He ain't picking it. He ain't picking it. Not with a team in championship mode. He's not doing that. Okay. Yeah. So that's what, we know that's happening. And even if he gets a lottery pick, because let's say Washington drops out the top 8 in the lottery, right? Let's say they get 10. That's the Knicks pick now. I don't know what he's going to do there. He's probably going to trade down again. He'll probably trade down. The Don is always looking. Y'all always remember, he wants value above everything. He wants value. To have Brock Aller and Walt Perrin in your front office, you can find talent. Okay, you can find talent. All the way picks 1 through 60, you can find talent. So but he's not going to pay top dollar. So if he gets lottery talent, if he gets to pick in the lottery, he's trading down. He's trading down. He's going to trade for future first rounders or second rounders. He's going to do that. Why pay first round money when you don't have to? Okay. Especially you're going to have to pay Deuce. You're going to have to pay Mitch Rob. You don't want to be paying no first round money for some kid that may or may not make it. You know, you want to trade down. So, yeah, I like Mike Brown's style so far, Andrew Abraham. I do. I like, you know what I like? I like that he communicates. We knew he was a collaborator, but I've watched him communicate with Brunson's father. Rick Brunson and him was having conversation, him and Gent, him and players. Yesterday, the game, Jameson come off the court. He took him aside and he was instructing him. You know, he took Diawara aside, was instructing him. I like that. He's in touch with the guys. He's talking to them about what they need. He's in collaboration mode. He's in development mode. He's in instructional mode. I like it. You know, I like it a lot. So I do like what I'm seeing from him. He's the real deal. I got to give it to him. He's the real deal. And he also knows what's at stake this year. Well, I don't know if he got a bad rap. I think he's got a lot of pressure on him, but I think he's developed, and that's what you want to see in any coach, right? Somebody that learns from the past. He's made some mistakes in the past, there's no doubt, but he has learned a lot. He has picked up a lot, and I do agree with some of the writers that believe that a lot of his offensive philosophies come from when he was assistant on the bench at Golden State under Steve Kerr. I can see that. He's picked up a lot from Steve Kerr. And to me, Steve Kerr is legit one of the best offensive minds I've seen, in the NBA in a while, as far as offensive minds. Steve Kerr's offense in Golden State is amazing, and especially with a talent like, Stephen Curry, so the way he runs his offense prolongs Stephen Curry's career, along with Curry being in tremendous shape, obviously. But it killed me. I saw during the game they had Durant, LeBron, and Curry, and they were talking to them about being vets and winning championships. I'm like, what the hell? What the hell is Durant doing there? I mean, the only reason he won a championship is he left a squad that drafted him to jump onto a stacked squad. The Golden State team, and Draymond Green told him, we don't need you to win a championship. We don't want championships without you. I don't have no respect for Durant like that. LeBron, yeah. Curry, obviously. But I was like, what's Durant doing there, man? Come on. It was during the game yesterday. They showed it at intermission. I think it was halftime they showed it, Andrew Abraham. During the game yesterday. I had taped the game on the and then during the replay, they showed it at halftime. Them three talking about championships. So what Durant doing there? He ain't got no business doing that. I don't respect him as much. As a talent, I can't deny Durant is all world talent. There's no doubt about it. All world talent. But in terms of heart, and if you from New York, you appreciate just as much as talent, heart. Right? Like Josh Hart is named rightly because he plays the game with New York style heart. Right? But Kevin Durant ain't got no heart, man. He ain't got no heart. I'm sorry. He don't have it. He panicked. They had Golden State up 3-2 when they lost to Golden State the year Golden State won the championship. And the reason was because he was in panic mode. Okay. Curry and LeBron, those are straight assassins, man. LeBron is a straight assassin. The only reason Cleveland won a championship, I know Kyrie hit the big shot, but y'all remember that block? You remember that block on Iguodala from across the damn court? That's the reason Cleveland got a chip. LeBron did that mess, man. I'm trying to say. And then, of course, he did it down in Miami, but you got to give LeBron his flowers. I'm not saying I don't give a crap whether somebody think he's better than Jordan or not. That don't matter. He's a great player. He's a championship player, period. Nobody can deny that. He's a great player, championship player. He played with heart. See, that's right. DiVincenzo, heart. That's why we loved him in New York. Heart and steam, heart. That's why we love him in New York. See, because New York is a town that understands a player that plays with guts and heart and grit. We understand that. Durant ain't got that. I never wanted him for the Knicks. I never wanted him for the Knicks. Okay, I was glad he went to the Brooklyn, and I'm glad he left to go to Phoenix or wherever the hell he's going. I don't want him because I know, listen, crunch time. The Knicks need a bucket, and we playing against a team with Durant on it. I ain't worried about Durant. I ain't worried about him at all. But they got to worry about Jalen Brunson. Oh, yeah. You're talking about a guy that's got a 7-foot wingspan, almost 7 feet tall, handle, shoot threes, do the whole nine. That's Durant. All-world talent. The all-world talent. But don't ask him to carry your team. Because really, him and Russell Westbrook at the time, you're talking about him, Russell Westbrook, they had Harden coming off the bench. They had other players in their prime. They could have done something if he'd have stayed there. But he didn't have the heart. He did not have the heart to stay there. Okay, he did not have the heart. I mean, Andrew Avon, are we surprised? Look, I went to Minnesota and watched them live. You remember how when Juju was in the Knicks, he used to have that dude and he'd be sitting there meditating before the game? You remember that he'd be trying to meditate before the game? He didn't have to do that in Minnesota. That's not on Juju. That's on New York. I don't put that on Juju. I would smoke weed too. He's trying to keep himself calm because y'all drive him crazy. I don't blame him. And Tibbs was trying to protect him, you know, and he was trying his best to ignore y'all. But New York is crazy. Not everybody could play for the Knicks. Okay. And I give him credit. He got 2 All-NBA selections as a New York Knick. 2. Okay. So I give Juju credit. And yeah, he's much more relaxed than Minnesota. Much more relaxed. But New York is not for everybody. Not everybody can handle y'all. All you got to do is see X or with formerly Twitter, and you will understand why Juju had to smoke weed. There's some of the stupidest idiots I ever seen in my life on Twitter. I mean, some people damn. Oh, I do all I can not to entertain them. Not to entertain them. Because there's some people out there, I'd be like, what planet these people on, man? And that's why I say I don't try to jump on players right away because they get enough from the fans already, man. They get enough. I mean, yeah, they're making a lot of money, but you want your team to win. What you don't want is you don't want to be the distraction for your guys, okay? And that's why I don't like to deal with guys like Berman or Winbag or any of these fools that's always bringing up negativity about the Knicks. That's a distraction, especially if you're supposed to be part of the media, so you have access. They shouldn't give them fools access. I can understand why Dolan said, "Get the hell out my locker room, Daily News. You can't come in here." I can understand. Now they ain't forgave him yet, and I don't care. I like that the Don keeps his mess close to the vest. Even Begley hates it. They be like, "Oh, we wish he had more access." No, forget y'all, flock y'all. He ain't giving y'all no access. Sit and wait till we bring out real news. See what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, with Tibbs, Devo, and Juju, I did see it. Yeah. Brown is one of these BS artists. He got the BS artist in him like Fizdale did, but he actually knows how to coach in the NBA. So he'll sit there and BS with the media. He was telling this dude where in Germany he had been, and I mean, he could BS you, man. He could blow smoke up somebody behind as quick as anybody I've seen, man. So Brown is good for Tibbs knew how to handle media too now. He didn't give much. He said, "I'm talking medical. I don't know. I'm going to find out what to get from medical." Nah, Miss Edwards. He is, you know what? It's like saying a shark shouldn't attack, right? Or a piranha shouldn't attack. If there's blood in the water, they do what they do, right? A bear's going to do what it does. A coyote's going to do what he do. And Tibbs going to do what he do. It's just him. You can't expect him not to be him. I love Tibbs. I was looking forward to hearing him bark from the sidelines every game. I love that, man. That means he's engaged. That means he's intense. I love that. And he brought that to the Knicks. Listen, y'all remember how the Knicks was before Tibbs came? Y'all remember how they were before Tibbs came? There wasn't no intensity. There wasn't no heart. There was none of that, man. None of that. Tibbs gets there, and the heart, the intensity is there. Now, I love that. I will never forget that. I will always be appreciative. I'll always like Tom Thibodeau. I still like Tom Thibodeau. That's what I'm saying. No, it ain't like he needed to change. And back though, if you want to be honest about it, did we notice that Tibbs started expanding his rotation in the playoffs a little bit? Did y'all notice that? He started expanding that rotation a little bit in the playoffs. I think he was picking that up. He just didn't pick it up fast enough for the Knicks brass. That's all. He started expanding a little bit, okay? But it's all good, man. Brown is the coach now. It's what it is. Now I'm Brown Hive. I was Tibbs Hive, and I'm still Tibbs Hive. Once a Knick, always a Knick. But I'm Brown Hive now. Coach Brown is the new dude now. So we going with him. And he's going to run 10. I think he's going to run 11, honestly. I think he's going to run 11. But, and this is the thing. We got a team, y'all, that really and truly, you take Mitch Robb out the equation, because Mitch Robb shouldn't be playing more than 24 minutes a game, for real. But all the other 4 starters, I don't think anybody, tell me what y'all think. I don't think anybody needs to play more than 30 minutes. What do y'all think? Like, they've been playing like 16, 17 minutes. I don't think between Brunson, OG, Malik, McCall, and Cat, nobody needs to play more than 30 minutes. I don't see the need for that, right? You don't need them. You don't need to play them more than 30 minutes, and you could play them like at least 3/4 of the fourth quarter, right? So 12-minute quarters. You could play that 8 minutes. That could be all theirs, right? So you're gonna have them in there, but 30 minutes is all you need with this squad, because they got a team, man. They really got a team. So yeah, and I think the way Brown is handling it is perfect for this team. Perfect. He ain't gonna run nobody in the ground. He's not gonna do it. You're not gonna see 40-minute nights unless somebody's hurt. Yeah. So that's true, Thumblicker. That does happen a lot. But it's a sad thing, though, isn't it? I mean, the Nets were built up by Kenny Atkinson before they brought in Kyrie and Kevin Durant. And Kyrie and Kevin Durant ruined it. They should have kept Kenny Atkinson, right? Look what Kenny Atkinson did with Cleveland last year, 60 wins. So Kenny Atkinson built the Nets from garbage to a playoff team. So now Kyrie and Durant are interested in coming, and they take Kenny Atkinson out. That was a dumb move. That was stupid. Talking about they can coach themselves. That was about as dumb as I heard, man. Mark Jackson, too. He builds up Golden State to 54 wins from being a laughing stock. They were a laughing stock. And he got him to 54 wins. Now he had Clay, he had Draymond, he had, of course, Stephen, and he now had something going on, and they fired him. And the next year they win a championship. It happens like that, though. It's the way it is, y'all. That's how it happens, isn't it? But I don't think any of those 4 guys in the starting unit need to play more than 30 minutes. I don't see why they would do that. You can play them less than 30, and you can be real good. Yeah. Well, it's really a franchise is really determined by its front office, and that's determined by the owner. So the owner of the Nets has to get a front office that's know what the hell they doing. And I think they're pretty close with the guys they got now. I like that Jordi Fernandez hire. That was really good. So, and Fernandez is an excellent coach. He's Kenny Atkinson 2.0, Jordi Fernandez. So, so he's a good coach. He really is. So, we'll see how they do. I didn't like how they drafted this year. I thought that was weird, but anyway, that's them, Yeah. Yeah. So, good afternoon, Delmar Brown. Yeah. So, that's what's wrong with the Nets. What was wrong with the Knicks all those years is Dolan was trying to play the role of the Dallas owner. And he wasn't that knowledgeable. Once he realized that, he picks Phil Jackson to take over everything, and he gives him the golden ring. And Phil Jackson, well, anyway, that didn't work out. So then he comes back and finally ends up with the Don, and he backed off now. And the Don knows what the hell he's doing. So now you got a front office, you got a management team, and from there you build your squad, and they have done that. Well, I don't know, Andrew. I'm sorry, I didn't see when you was left. No, I don't think Steve Nash is hating on JJ. No, I don't think so. JJ Redick is doing a hell of a job, though. What y'all think? I think JJ Redick is doing a hell of a job. What really looks, again, how many of y'all was out here talking about we should trade Mitchell Robinson for DeAndre Ayton? How many of y'all was? Because I was going crazy. We need to trade Mitchell Robinson for DeAndre Ayton. Y'all remember that? When DeAndre Ayton was in Phoenix? I said, what, are y'all crazy? There was people out here. Well, there was a lot of people out here talking about trading Mitchell Robinson for DeAndre Ayton. I don't know what y'all want to act like you don't remember. There was a lot of people out here on X, on Twitter. Then it was Twitter trading DeAndre Ayton for Mitchell Robinson when Mitchell Robinson was first doing his extension. Oh, we need to get DeAndre, and DeAndre Ayton already had an overpriced contract, and it wasn't even as good as Mitchell Robinson. I don't even know why they drafted him number 1 overall. That was stupid. He wasn't all that coming out of Arizona to me, not for no number 1 overall pick. There's been some real losers. I mean, they had him, Bagley. I was like, who the hell would pick Bagley number 1 overall? You had him, Bagley, Jalen Duren, and he was good, but I wouldn't pick him that high. Oh, no. And you let some good players go to get these cats, man. Yeah, so, but, well, not all former players can coach. I mean, look at Isaiah Thomas. Look at Michael Jordan. Not all former players could coach. It takes a coaching talent to coach, right? Yeah, but not all. Michael Jordan obviously knows the game, but he couldn't coach. Definitely couldn't pick those. He wasn't no general manager either. Okay, John Petty asked, Mitch or iHeart, all things being equal. And I'm not sure what you mean by all things being equal, but I will say this. John Petty, you can answer this question. What's the best ability? What's the best ability an NBA player can have as a starter, especially in the NBA? What's the best ability they can have? Okay, so who's the more available player? Now you're talking about a starter. I'm going to take Hartenstein. Now, I'm not getting rid of Mitch Rob, though. I'm keeping both of them. Oh, if there's no injuries? Oh, Mitch Rob. Oh, if there's no injuries, but that's a big fantasy. Mitch Rob gets hurt, so we can't. That's not a fantasy we can indulge in. I mean, we're being real here. Mitch Rob gets hurt, and I love Mitch. I'm Mitch high, but I'm keeping Mitch Rob off my bench, and I'm starting Hartenstein. Hartenstein's going to be there. The 3-point defense, I liked it. They called the foul on Brunson because he touched the hand of the shooter. And I kind of get that, but I loved the closeout Brunson did on that play. Did y'all see that? That was the beginning of the game. I think it was the first 3 minutes of the game yesterday. Brunson was closing out on a shooter. I'm not sure if it was Edgecombe or who it was. He touched the shooter's hand, and that was a foul. He touched the shooter's hand after the ball was released, and they called the 3-point foul. And he got it. He understood that. But I love the closeout on that 3. Well, the Knicks players, if they want to play, they knew Mike Brown was expecting certain things. And you remember Mike Brown said he talked to all the players after he was hired. So I'm sure they all knew that they had to be coming into shape because he was going to expect run. He's going to run. So, yeah, they're all in shape. They better be. This is a championship year. So, yeah, but I'm Mitch Hive. I would keep both, but I'd start Hartenstein because Hartenstein's going to be there. He's going to be available. Mitch, you play him too many minutes. You can play Hartenstein 30 minutes a night. You cannot play Mitchell Robinson 30 minutes a night. You cannot do it. Okay, he's going to get hurt if you do that. I love Mitch, but he's in the Anthony Ambulance school. I love Mitch, and he's fan. But I'm just being real with y'all. He's in the Anthony Ambulance school. You play him 30 minutes a night, he is going to get hurt. He did okay with the Pacers. He was a good coach with the Pacers. I think Isaiah Thomas's greatest gift was picking talent. He's good at doing that. He's always been good at doing that. But he also has a penchant for letting his ego get in the way. That's what he did when he came to New York. He had too much ego, and he started making stupid moves because of his ego. You You see how Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, when he got the MVP, they was like, he said, I wouldn't be here without my teammates. My teammates is everything. I serve them. That's the type of attitude you need if you're going to be a successful coach in the NBA. Tom Thibodeau was like that. It's just that quietly he was like, F y'all, I'm going to run this the way I want to. Oh, God. But yeah, you got to be a humble. You got to be a servant leader. And Mike Brown is. I've seen it. He's a servant leader. That's what you got to be, a servant leader. And that was the problem. Isaiah started getting too much power. And he did that in Detroit. You know, Detroit had Adrian Dantley, who was an Hall of Fame player. And he had Adrian Dantley traded. Isaiah Thomas did. And Adrian Dantley's wife was so mad, she went public with it. She said, that's a lot of power for one little man. And because he wanted Mark Aguirre, his boy from Chicago. And Mark Aguirre came to Detroit, and they traded Adrian Dantley, I think, to the Utah Jazz. And that's where Adrian Dantley finished his career. But Adrian Dantley, they would have won a chip with Adrian Dantley, but Isaiah Thomas pulled power moves with Detroit's front office and brought in Mark Aguirre. That's a harbinger of things to come. See, he does that. Oh, no, I ain't going to no public parade. I don't care. There's too many people in one place, too many people, especially now. You see all these public executions going on. Shit, what I look like coming to somebody's parade, especially in New York. I can't even bring my medicine with me. Hell no. I'm not coming to no damn parade. I'll watch it on TV. Shoot. Not me. I don't like crowds like that, but some shooter can be in there. Y'all know this is 2025. People come into crowds and start blasting, right? Hell no. Y'all better wake up. Yeah, man. Hell no, not me. I'll be right here in my living room, sipping my Pinot Noir and watching it right there. That's why, I was in New York. I was born in Long Island, and I spent at least a decade in Manhattan, and I never went to go see the ball drop. I would never go down to Fort. I'm not going down there on New Year's Eve. Nah, man, I'm staying my behind right in my apartment. No, I'm not going down there. I never go. That's for the tourists. That was for the tourists, right? That was for the tourists. Yeah. I'd never gone to 42nd Street on New Year's. No. No way. That you asking for trouble. You asking for trouble, man. Hell no. That's like jogging in Central Park, after 10 o'clock at night. Are you crazy? You must be crazy. You must be crazy. Hell no. Yeah. It was always, right, Mr. Williams? I'm trying to say, man. That's for the tourists. I only went to the top of the Empire State Building once, and that was during like working hours. In the middle of the day, I took my son up there, but I wouldn't even do that too much, man. And I never been to the Statue of Liberty. I've seen the Statue of Liberty, never been there. All that is for tourists, man. That's not, if you from New York, none of that stuff moves you. Nah. The biggest sightseeing I got was lunchtime on Water Street in the summer. That was the best sightseeing. That's the best sightseeing on planet Earth. That's the best sightseeing. Water Street, lunchtime in the summer. And if you're from New York, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Every place from Water Street up to, there's another street that's by the mayor's office. There's a street. What's that street by the mayor's office? Dang. It's a big street. It's a major street. Every place between Water Street and there. Woo! You want to talk about sightseeing? I was in East Hartford, Connecticut. I was actually in Glastonbury, Connecticut that day, 9/11. I was in Glastonbury, Connecticut. I was working in a financial planning firm in Glastonbury that day. I remember exactly what happened that day. I walked in. It was a meeting. They had I think it was a Monday or a Tuesday, and that firm had a firm meeting. And I was always late, and they were always mad at me because I was late to that meeting. So I came in for the meeting that day, and nobody was there. I was about 5 minutes late, but nobody was there. And I said, what happened to the meeting? And I went walking around the offices in the firm, and everybody was crowded around the TVs. I said, what's going on? Now, if you're in a financial planning, you're basically in sales of stocks and annuities and life insurance. You're a salesman. You're selling stocks, annuities, and mutual funds and life insurance. That's what you're selling. So, and so in a sales office, it's like a car office. A lot of rumors go around. People talk a lot of crap, but this is a lot of rumors. Okay. So I asked one of the guys, I said, what's going on? What means the meeting canceled? You know what happened? I said, well, he said a plane crashed into World Trade Center. I said, ain't no damn plane crash. He said, yeah, there was 2 of them. I said, what? And then I looked and they showed the World Trade Center on fire. And I was like, I got scared. And I was in a daze. And I went back home. I was living in East Hartford, Connecticut at the time. I left the office. I went back home. I turned on the TV and I was in a daze. I was numb. I used to work down there. I used to come off the A train at the World Trade Center. And I was like, I couldn't believe what I was watching, man. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. That was amazing. I mean, yeah, so I used to work on Water Street. Chase Manhattan Bank used to be down there, right next to the #1 train that came all the way down to South Ferry. That's where we was. And Water Street was that street right there. Man, you want to talk about sightseeing? There's no better sightseeing on the planet than Water Street, lunchtime in the summer. They had to remind me it's time to go back to work. Damn. Damn. That's what I'm talking about. And there was the mayor's office. There was another street. The mayor office was at this other street. I forgot the name of that street though. It's a major, like all the trains stop there. It's by the mayor's office. My wife used to work at the mayor's office. All the trains stop at this one street. It's a busy street, real busy. At least it used to be back then. And that's another one. You go down there. From that point, going downtown to a Water Street, you will not get better sightseeing. And Chamber Street. Thank you, CUB. That's it. Chamber Street. Boy, from Chamber Street down to Water Street, it's a big piece of real estate. Ooh, Lord, a brother can get himself in a lot of trouble walking down there. I wasn't worried about the top of no damn Empire State Building. I wasn't worried about no damn ball dropping. But that right there, that had my attention. That's right. You just go straight down Broadway. That's right. You walk straight down Broadway. Yeah, there was this big black building. I think it was another Chase Manhattan building down. You go walk straight down there. You're going down Wall Street. You're going down there. For real. I don't know how it is now, but this was back in the day. This is back for me. That was 70s and 80s. That's right. For me, it was like two words. For me, it was 70s and 80s. Man. Man. Is it the same? Damn. I was like, damn, go on, man. Bowling Green, right. Depending on how late I was and what trains were running, I either get off Bowling Green, get off South Ferry, or get off on the A train at the World Trade Center. And I like to get off at the A train at the World Trade Center because I like walking in the morning and seeing the sights. Right. That's what I like, man. Seeing the sights in the morning. And I walk from World Trade Center down to Water Street and go to Chase Manhattan Bank. Yep. What's up, James Cooper? Yeah, nah, not me. I ain't going to no ball dropping, man. I seen too much. Too many problems down there. I knew dudes that were stick-up kids. And so I knew what they was doing down there. I knew stick-up. You remember they used to call them stick-up kids. Y'all remember that? Stick-up kids? I knew dudes that were stick-up kids. And I wasn't going down there. I wasn't going to no parties. I wasn't going to no ball drop. I did go to a couple ones, like if they were intimate, close, like some people had a limited number of people come into their house for New Year's or something. I would be in there with them, an intimate, the crew of like 20 people that everybody knew who was coming. There was no guns, nobody acting stupid. It was a small crew, right? I would go in there for that. But just to go down to a crowd of people in New York City on New Year's, you got to be out your goddamn mind. Tony Reed, thanks for the $5. Yeah, no, hell no, not me. And now, my wife and I, one of these years for our anniversary, we went down there. It wasn't New Year's, though. It was in December. And it was on Christmas time. Our New Year's, December 23rd. So we was down there. Do you know now they cut off, like, Times Square. They sectioned it up like no cars could go through. They had all of these barriers up. I didn't like that. And you asking for trouble. We came through there. We was like, let's get the hell out of here. We had a hotel on like 86. We walked all the way to 86. We just walked out. They said, man, we getting out, man. This crazy. You couldn't get no cab. They sectioned it all off, man. It used to be like cars could roll through. But that wasn't even New Orleans. That wasn't even New Year's. That was like Christmas. They sectioned it all off. And all these tourists, nobody there from New York. Everybody's a tourist, man. Hell no. Not me. Not me. They can have it, man. They can have it. Yeah, they do it for foot traffic. Right. It's crazy. I like walking Fifth Avenue. The last time I was in New York, I remember, y'all know I like this restaurant. It's on 80, I think it's 81st, called Florida de Mayo. They got a few of them. They got like 3 of them in that area. There's one on like 103rd Street. There's one on like 80-something Street. And there's another one. I like the one on 80-something Street, Florida de Mayo. So I'll start walking somewhere around 42nd Street and going down Fifth Avenue. It's a nice walk, man. Sometimes I stop in the store, pick up something, keep on going, and go to Florida de Mayo, man. We last time we went last year, right? So you be right. I'm saying I like that. I'll do that. And then cut through Central Park, and then we end up so right. But now, man, it was I don't really. My wife and I were just talking today about when the next time we come into New York, and I don't even know. Like, she got a cousin that's real close to us. He's a cousin of hers, but he's 75, so he's thinking we better go down there, before he died. We want to see him, but he lives down on the Lower East Side, down there Avenue D, another spot that ain't too, it's a little different. Avenue D has been gentrified. I have to say, it's not the same. Avenue D ain't what it was when I was a boy. It's much more gentrified now. You be seeing little white kids hang out all night and not worry about getting robbed or anything. So it is a lot gentrified right now. He lives down there in the projects on Avenue D. So that's the next time we might come to New York. It was easier from DC than it is from Florida. So will see. But she agrees she wants to go down there and see her cousin. So we'll see. And I got other cousins down there too, but I will come to see this one. So we're going down to see one of these times. I don't know when. We got some traveling to do. We getting ready to hit the Medellin, baby. We're getting ready to do Medellin stuff, man. That's what I'm saying. Getting ready to see Colombia. For real. So anyway, the Knicks, I don't think we're going to see too much surprises in terms of the rotation. But I think what I'm seeing, tell me what y'all think, but I think Brown is experimenting with combinations to see who the best combinations are. So he's had Deuce with the 4 starters. He's had Deuce out there with Brogdon. He's had Deuce out there with Brunson and JC. He's had Deuce out there in different combinations. And he's doing that with other guys too. So he's trying to figure out his best combinations at this point. If he can come up with 3 or 4, he don't need to have 10. If he can come with 3 or 4 combinations that work, that's going to be good. That's going to be good. That's going to be real good, man. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, yeah, so I'm very excited, just like y'all, about this year's team. I haven't been this excited. I can't even remember. I think when the Knicks was, when the Knicks was in the early night, when Pat Riley was coaching, was the last time I was this excited. When they got Marcus Camby, I was excited because I know Marcus Camby. So when he came to New York, I was excited. But this is different. I'm excited because this team has a legit chance to win the championship. A legit chance to win the championship. So I'm excited about that. Yeah, so yeah. Next game is Minnesota on Thursday, right? At the Garden. It's Minnesota on Thursday at the Garden. I'm thinking we're going to see something closer to a real rotation there. Yeah, I'm thinking. Alex Lynn, did he play yesterday? I don't think he played yesterday, did he? I don't think did Alex Lynn get any light? I don't think he played yesterday. So I don't know if they're going to keep him. What y'all think? I don't think he's going to. Hoop Party then showed he's the man behind. I think Hoop Party showed he's the man behind Mitch Rob. Did he play 6 minutes yesterday? Let me see. You sure? I don't see Alex Lynn in there at all. From yesterday? He played 6 minutes in the first game. I don't think he played yesterday, Senior Beef. I'm looking for his name. I don't think I see him in here. I think he was DNPCD. I'm looking. Let me see. I don't see him anywhere. I think Alex Lynn was DNPCD yesterday. He played the other day. but I don't think he played yesterday. I'm looking for his name. Yeah, I don't think he played yesterday. No, I think Hoop Porty done shut that door. I think Hoop Porty shut the door. And then you hear Brown saying that Jameson was a defensive player of the game yesterday, and he only played 8 minutes. So I think we're pretty confident it's going to be Mitchell Robinson, Ariel Hoop Porty, and Jameson coming from the two-way contract. I think that's going to be your center rotation. And it's a good one. I like it. I like it a lot. I like Hoop Porty. Hoop Porty is good, man. He got good defensive instincts. Good defensive instincts. Did you see the little teardrop floater he did yesterday? I was like, oh, shoot, look at Hoop Porty coming out his bag with the teardrop floater. No, I think we're going to be all right, man. I think we're going to be all right, y'all. I like what we got. Yeah, we stack, man. We stack. Yeah, he got that floater going, man. And Hoop Porty is like he's like a warrior type. He got that warrior vibe. What you think, Guilford? I think he got that warrior vibe going. He's like, he be looking rough, man. I like his game, man. I like the little scowl he has on his face. And I'm glad he got his hair done. He need to get, you know what, Miss Edwards? I'm glad he had them braids in his hair. He need to keep that mess tight a little bit. So that's cool. I'm glad he did that. Deuce done hooked up him too. Somebody, since he became a daddy, Deuce got all kind of sophisticated and mess. You see the little tight braids he had on, man? Deuce got his braid game tight since he became a daddy with that pretty Brazilian sister he with. Deuce done got all tight on us and mess. I don't know what's going to become of Pacome. I like Pacome. I hope Pacome is still here. Is that what it is? Because, that Brazilian sister did him right then. Because his game is tight. Now having a little Bambino, his game is tight. Wait, did Bruce have a son? Deuce had a daughter, right? Bambina. He had a daughter, I think, right? He had a little girl. And, or was it, wait, did Deuce have a son or a daughter? Did he? I don't even know. I got to find out. I thought he had a daughter. I think he had a daughter. Yeah, I think he had a daughter. Yeah, he had a little girl. Yeah. So since he had a little girl, he been tightening his game up. Yeah. So I think we're good, man. I think we're good. I'm excited. As long as my boy Deuce is playing good, I'm always going to be in a good mood. Now, yesterday, he only took 3 shots. And yesterday, earlier in the game, our boy Maxey was lighting Deuce up. But that was just early in the game. By the time it was all said and done, Deuce put the handcuffs on. And I knew he was going to. He put the handcuffs on, man. He said, enough of this ish. That's what we can count on, Mr. McBride. Whether he's getting a lot of shots or not, we want him to get good shots. But it's that damn defense. We want that there all the time. Yeah, Deuce had a daughter. Yeah, he had a daughter. I remember now. He ain't had a son. He had a daughter. But still, she cute as a button. And man, my man braids is tight. This girl hooking him up right, doing the right thing. Okay, doing the right thing. So he's got a little daughter. JB's got a little daughter, right? JB got a little daughter too. Juju had 2 sons and a daughter, I think, right? Julius got 3. The last child he had was a daughter. He had the boy that we all know, his firstborn son. Then he had a second son before he left New York. And I think since he's been in Minnesota, he had a daughter. Yeah, Juju. Hey, listen, if you making $30 million a year, I'd have a lot of babies too. Shoot, I'd have babies galore. How many can she have? We'd be popping babies, baby, because I can afford them now. Crumb snatchers are expensive. I have 4 of them. Crumb snatchers are expensive. Okay, they really are. But if you can afford them, spread your seed with your wife, of course. Spread your seed out and get some babies up in here. That's all I'm saying. Yuri, I actually think both of them can be traded. I don't think it's either or. I think they'll trade both of those guys. I think Pacome and Kolek could be traded. Because, look, if you trade both of them, right? So you're talking about Kolek is what? 2.1 million and Pacome is 2.9. So if you put that into somebody's space, now you have $5 million. Now you can definitely sign Brogdon with Shamet. You already got the money for Shamet, so that's not even money you need to create. You got Shamet money. So now you got Brogdon money, and you still got money for another minimum if later in the year you need somebody. And that sets you up if you don't, even for next summer. So, yeah, I think both of those guys get traded. I don't think it's just one of them. We're going to have it before the 18th. The 20th is the last day for them to get their rosters together, the 20th of October. So we're talking about 15 days, but that's a Monday. They're going to have this done before the 18th, which is that Saturday. I could see them making their moves before the 18th of October. So by the 18th of October, they're going to have their squad, including trades. Everything's going to get done. Yeah. Oh, is that right, Malik? No, see, I done put the clamps on mine. Only my oldest boy, the only one that could get money out my pocket readily is my youngest daughter. And I admit she got me. She got me. She can get me anytime she wants. And it drives me crazy. But if she needs something, I'm paying. But the rest of them fools, the rest of my three, even my grandkids always like, I could use a donation. I say, you could use a job, son. That's what you could use. You know, I do give them stuff from time to time. He needs a computer or something, I get it for him. But my little girl, my daughter's 30 now, and I will admit, I will kill somebody over her. They will get the 44 medicine, and whatever she needs, whatever she wants, she gets. Good thing I didn't spoil her growing up, but she got me. I ain't gonna front. She got me. So, but the rest of them, my oldest boy, Dad, I'll pay it back. I said, no, you ain't got to worry about paying it back because it ain't coming. I ain't got it. Sorry. My second son is a miser after his grandfather's heart. That boy still got the first dollar he ever earned. He probably got more money than me. My other kids be asking him for money. He be sitting up there, how much you need? I don't know. You know, that's my second boy. He's after his grandfather's own heart. He still probably got his first dollar that he earned, that boy. He don't spend no money. None. Be stacking dollars. Yeah, I ain't got to worry about him. But my youngest daughter, it's hard. That's hard. It's really a shame daughters could do that to a brother. It's really a shame. You know, it's a shame. You girls should be ashamed of yourself to do that to us like that. Sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah. My second son, my first son be spending. If he need a new car and they give him credit, he's buying a new car, even if it's $1,000 a month. My second son, he'll buy a new car for cash. And then he'll hold on to it. He bought a car for cash. A Honda Accord like 5 years ago. He ain't thinking about getting rid of that car. He got that car. He's going to run that car till it dies. And you know how long a Honda lasts, right? So he ain't playing. Yeah. My second son, I ain't got to worry about him. He's going to have, he's something else. He's daggone miser like his granddad. He got it. Miser. Yeah. Call me up talking about, Daddy, you retired? You okay? I said, what you mean, man? He said, I just want to make sure if you need, I don't need nothing, man. He asked me that. I said, nah, it's almost embarrassing. What you talking about? What I need from you? You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. But that's how it is, man. I'm blessed. I got 4 beautiful children and 2 beautiful grandchildren, and they're all healthy and happy, and I'm praising the Most High. You take care of me. I'm blessed. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. It's beautiful, man. I'm getting ready to go see my 2 daughters and my son-in-law next weekend, and they are all excited. Daddy's coming. We're going to see Daddy this week. And these are 30 years old, 35 years old. But Daddy's coming. We get the house ready for Daddy's coming. I was like, man, see, that's what I'm talking about, man. And then I'm taking my 2 grandsons to see the Knicks against the Timberwolves on December 23rd. We got seats by the bench, too. My 2 grandsons are not going to have a good time, and y'all going to see them. I'm going to have it on there. I'm going to tell you, we're going to have my boys there. We getting ready to do some things, baby. Yeah, that's going to be fun. Knicks against the Timberwolves in Minnesota. Now, you know, why the hell would I be coming to Minnesota in December? But I got to see my boys, so we coming. We coming to see them. Yeah, we coming to see them. That's what we doing, man. So it's on. It's on. It's on. All right, y'all. Listen, I gotta take my wife to dinner. You notice I ain't got my grape juice with me this right because I didn't eat yet. I don't drink the grape juice unless I have eaten first. I like to have food, and the grape juice is kind of like a dessert, right? So I have that, but I couldn't have the grape juice right now because I didn't eat. And the reason I didn't eat is because I'm taking my beautiful wife of 41 years, Boricua, to a restaurant. We getting ready to go enjoy some grub at a restaurant today. Yeah, we getting ready to go some grub at the restaurant. So I told her today, I said, you drive me crazy. I love you to death, crazy girl. She said, you drive me crazy too. That's how I know you're going to say that. Yeah, man. Yeah. So the Most High has blessed me. I know, right, girlfriend? Hey, yo, there's certain things take precedence, man. I'm getting ready to take my wife to this thing. We're going to do this thing at one of our favorite restaurants. Actually, it's my cheat meal day. I'm having a burger with the white bun on it. I don't normally have burger with the white bun because I don't eat the white bread, but it's my cheat meal day, so we're doing that today. Have some chicken wings with the burger with the white bun. She's going to have a fish, and we're going to share the wings, and we're gonna be all good, y'all. So listen, be safe wherever you are. Be safe wherever you at, okay? Don't let these fools get to you, man. Like I said, they be testing a brother. But today, these people out here crazy, man. So be safe out there. Avoid the problem. If you can avoid it, avoid the problem, right? And hopefully we'll talk to y'all soon. We'll be coming back tomorrow with a video in the morning, sometime mid-morning, whenever I feel like getting up, because I'm retired. I ain't got to get up at no time I don't feel like it. We'll come back, and we'll be dealing with that tomorrow. All right? Please be safe out there, though, Knicks Nation. Please be safe. Stay away from clickbait. Stay away from clickbait. Deuce ain't getting traded. Stay from clickbait. Okay? Y'all, please be safe. Enjoy yourselves. We'll be talking soon. And when we get ready to come to New York, we're going to make a little announcement so we can meet at one of our favorite spots, man. Okay? We'll talk to y'all soon. Shalom.